It is Luke McKenzie. Welcome back to Australia.
Thanks for having me, Steph. It's always good to meet up here in Kona. It's my favourite time of year and my favourite place.
Well, speaking of the fact that it's your favourite place, tell me the story you told me before about what you're doing at breakfast time right here, and then what happened.
Yeah, it was interesting actually. I was sitting here after my morning run and I was sort of just surveying contemplating the world as it all goes by, and a pod of dolphins literally just swam straight past the balcony here, and I dropped all my breakfast and just ran out the front and dove in and had a 20-minute swim. Just most amazing way to start the day, and came back and finished my breakfast. It was just, another day in Kona.
I love it. That's some great transition training right there.
It is, yeah. I mean, I didn't expect to be in the water so soon after my run, but it was refreshing, so it worked out well.
I love it. All right, so let's go on to that is important stuff. Yes. But let's move on to this year in Kona. Unbelievable race last year. Obviously, still what you would call the race of your life so far.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is the race that when I started the sport, I wanted to finish my career one day winning this race, and I got so close last year that I can smell it. So. Yeah, I mean, a great experience, so much fun, and I'm just really excited to be back here to have another crack at it. Yeah.
And a lot's changed in that 12 months. You've got your lovely young daughter Wynn, who's here, and your girlfriend Beth. Yeah. I mean, apart from the obvious that you're a dad, how has that actually affected the way you plan your training, the way you plan your races, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, this year I've decided to take a little bit of a step back from racing. At the start of the year, I decided that I was going to focus on 3 big races, that being Melbourne, Roth and this. And that just gave me the time to be able to be present, when Wynn was born. And it's not as easy to travel, obviously, now with a kid. So, it's been a very transitional year in that sort of respect, but it's been good to focus on the big races. I had 2 very frustrating races this year with Melbourne and Roth, so I think it's a good thing. I've gotten here with a lot of hunger after those 2 results. I'm definitely here to prove that I'm ready to win this race, and I've had that formal year. It's a matter of executing it, and I feel like with the way that the season panned out, I think I've turned up here fresh, not just physically but also mentally. So I'm really excited about the race next weekend. Awesome.
And I know last year when we spoke, you talked a bit about how you go to Crowe as a source, for a bit of guidance every now and then. Is he someone that you went to when Wynn came on the scene as well? Obviously with his 3 kids, he's had to juggle all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a newfound respect for what I guess Crowe had been dealing with in this leading up to this race, and all these races actually. And so I had a little bit of contact with Crowe around the time that Wynn was born, and he was just very supportive, and I guess he sort of just made me realise that family comes first, and I think that's something that both Beth and I have really tried to make a real sort of point, that we're, a solid family, and that we focus on that, and everything is built towards, our family and how it all works.
Yeah, awesome. And I want to talk to you about your now I'll get this wrong, but the TT that you did recently, I can't remember, it was like a month ago or so, and you smoked it. So you're obviously back in that Luke McKenzie bike form. And I know sort of in previous years people have said, you shouldn't go too hard on the bike, but it worked for you last year. So obviously, without giving too much away to competitors, that's going to be your game plan again?
Yeah, I mean, I think I learnt last year that you've really got to consolidate on your strengths, and I think that the bike is my strength, and it's proven here that if you're a strong biker and you have a strong marathon, that you got potential to win this race. Norman Stadler has done it, Thomas Hellriegel's done it, Chris Lieto came close many times. I mean, there's endless names, and with Sebastian Kinley, Andrew Starkowitz, these guys coming along, pushing the pace on the bike now, it's really sort of turned the tides on the whole running race. So you know, I've continued to work really hard on my bike, and I feel like I'm riding better than I was last year, which is exciting. So, you know, the last few weeks leading into the event, you know, I've really, you know, I've been happy with what I've been able to achieve with my bike riding, and you know, across the board, I feel, you know, better than I did coming into the race last year. So it's, you know, it's just being it's going to be a matter of not getting carried away. I think not trying to do anything too different, just staying out of trouble and not getting too caught up. You know, I think I learnt that 2 years ago. You know, I had a good result in 2011 and came back in 2012 and just tried to push it a little bit too much, too early, and so I took that away. And then last year, you know, I feel like I had a lot smarter race. So, you know, it's taking that on board and learning from that. And I think that will be the key this year, is not searching for that, you know, that extra 3 minutes that I needed to win. It's just a matter of just being smart and executing it, you know, the way that, you know, it's going to get me to the line first.
Yep. Awesome. Well, it worked very well for you last year, and if you're in better form, we're very, very excited to see how it all unfolds on race day. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck. We'll be cheering. Where can people get these caps, by the way? Yeah,
so I've got down at the More Than Sport booth on Alihi Drive, if you're here in Kona. For those that probably aren't here in Kona.
Make the trip.
We have them online on my website, lukemckenzie.com, and yeah, it's going towards a great charity that I guess I've aligned myself with more recently. After the event here last year, I went to the Challenged Athletes Foundation race in San Diego, and I was just, you know, it's a local charity for me there in San Diego, and something that I get to see quite a lot. You know, I see some of their athletes at the local swimming pool and out training, and I'm just inspired by those guys. And it, you know, it seems fitting to, you know, the trucker hat was, you know, it was cool last year to be able to do something with it, so I wanted to do something meaningful with it again. So it's great that I can, you know, give back in that respect.
Cool. Nicely done. Well, again, all the best. Get online, buy the trucker caps for a good cause, and we'll see you race day.
Cheers. Thanks, Steph.
Nice.